Okay, coming back for the third video now. And yeah, an example of what I'm going to show you now is learning about things that are around you, but also expressing yourself and talking. Now, I'm out in the top part of this town, and I didn't want to go down there. I didn't want too much attention to myself. So go where you can talk out loud, or if you're at home alone, do it there. This is a very good exercise for you because you are going to have to think of something and then talk about it for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever. Yeah, and this is something that it was an exercise I did with some students from different countries years ago. Yeah, I was learning Spanish, and the school said, do you want to do an exchange with somebody learning English that's speaking Spanish? It was a Colombian person, so it wasn't the Spanish Spain here, but it was. We did a nice exchange, and that was good. She then went back to the school and said to the person that organised it that I was very good, and I ended up with a total of 5 people. There was Colombian, 2 Italians, 1 French guy, and 1 German guy. And that's how I got my explaining things. So it's not just about talking; it's about the hand movements, the gestures, because the Italians, they like to do all this, so I took from that as well. I took from them, and I got this teaching style that's with enthusiasm. It works. It works for all countries. Anyway, excuse me. um, the exercise is you go to somewhere that you know or something, or you pick an item or something, or a process, making a cup of tea or something, anything, and you just talk and talk and talk, yeah? And, record yourself like I'm doing now, or with this, the voice with your phone, and then listen to it afterwards, yes? So I'm going to pick a tree. What is a tree? Okay. A tree, it's a kind of plant, a big plant. It's in the ground. It goes upwards. There's branches and leaves. That's a tree. Yeah. Okay. So, with enthusiasm, yeah. Okay. And you go into the things that you don't even understand about the tree. There are things that you don't understand. Explain that as well. Okay. So we got this tree. Yeah. Most trees go in a vertical way. Even when they're going down the hill, they still go in a vertical way. They differ from the plants. We've got the plants here, and they got stems, whereas the tree has got the trunk. Now, as much as the tree goes outwards, we are told that the tree goes outwards underneath with the roots. So you've got the roots, and it's basically gripping onto the ground so that it doesn't fall down. Then we have the branches, and on the branches are leaves. There's also berries or other types of fruits. And this is a type of tree that is, even in the winter time now, is still green. Yeah, it's called an evergreen. And there are some. This is a pine tree, I think. Hopefully it is. We've got some cones up there, and these cones start up like that, and then they come out and they grow up like that. And inside there's also these little seeds or little nuts that squirrels like. The squirrels, you often hear the squirrels going and then throwing the things down afterwards. Yeah. Also from this you get pine needles, which I don't see any at the moment, but you get these pine needles that are sort of like that, like a wishbone type thing that you get in a chicken, and you get lots of these around. usually you get lots of them around. Okay, so other trees that are not and are not evergreens, in the autumn time they start to go orange and yellow, and then they drop off, and the tree itself goes dormant. It goes into a sleep state until springtime, and then it starts pushing itself to be getting bigger. It also gets bigger with the thickness of that. Now this is something strange that I don't understand, because Over a period of time, you notice, like 5 years, you notice that it starts from there and then it gets bigger. But you never see that, you know. It's got a covering on it, bark. But unlike the leaves that drop down, you don't see a lot of bark on the floor. You see little bits and pieces, but this bark is constantly being replaced because the tree is getting bigger inside. But where's the bark? I don't understand that, you know. It can't stay on all the time. Okay, so also, how does a tree live? It lives by sunlight going through onto the leaves and being changed by chlorophyll, or I remember that photosynthesis, been changed by photosynthesis, and creates chlorophyll. Inside there's also the blood of the tree, which is sap. What else did I learn in biology all those years ago? Um, Okay, the roots, they're for the stability of the tree underneath, but also the water, the rain comes down, hits against the leaves, gets absorbed into the leaves, but also goes into the ground, and then it's a constant moisture that the roots can take. Yeah, so they zap or sap. No, they zap the water and get that into them, and then it creates more growth and more energy for the tree to continue. Uh, when parts of a tree are burnt by fire, such for instance, then it's a danger for the tree because it can lose moisture from those limbs. So people like gardeners and that, they will come and cut those damaged limbs off. What else? Yeah, if you cut a tree, then you have all the rings, and that is a guide to how old it is, the amount of rings, the amount of seasons it's gone through. What else? It's tall. It's very flexible as well, and the way it moves is it moves with the wind, and there's this capillary action. Yeah, this is more advanced. Inside there's these small veins, and there's no heart. Yeah, there's no heart in a tree, so there's no pumping action. But when a tree moves, the moisture and the sap and all that is going through the tree because of the capillary action. Yeah, so it moves, goes up a little bit, moves back and forth, up, a little bit more. Yeah, and that's the way. Trees are also clever in some way, no brain, but they're clever in some way, that they can see a threat to themselves from insects, and then they will create berries that will attract the birds, and that will eat the things. They develop chemicals as well to kill insects. They create more resin, more sap to trap the insects. So, yep, they're going to be around long after we're gone. Okay, and that's it. I don't know how long that was, but yeah, you can take anything around you, and as long as you have the mind to carry on talking, you will find all these things, and things that you don't understand or things that you don't know the words to. Listen to it later, and make notes of the things that you didn't know, and that's the way you learn. Yeah. Okay. That's my example of I don't know what they call it, continuous talking. In The Sixth Sense, it was called something automatic writing, or that's writing, so maybe automatic speaking. I don't know. Okay, so let's see what you can do with that. Okay, cheers.